Hi Chelsea fans, it's Sunday afternoon. There's not a lot of football on apart from the international football, which I just can't stand international week. I really can't. It's boring. So I'm sitting here thinking, what kind of video could we do? Now, obviously, the last week, what you've seen is a lot of the transfer window and the Chelsea news updates and players that we've signed. And I want to just step away from that for a second and look at the players that have left the club. Those that are in and around the first team, those that have been out on loan, that have come back and have had their futures decided once again this summer, and those that are just pretty much deadwood, that we've just had to get away from the club just to go out and play football. And I'm going to go through them one by one and then just give it a bit of an opinion. And hopefully it gives you a little bit of engagement and you guys enjoy the video, because that's the main thing. You guys want to watch the video, get entertained, be engaged and be provoked to make a comment. So hopefully you enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Let's start with Fikayo Tomori. On loan last season at AC Milan, signed for AC Milan this summer, and I have to say I'm gutted about Tomori, because I thought Tomori is someone that's got a massive amount of potential. There may be a buyback, I've not even read up on that, there probably will be. There was a time when he came in and he played, I think, next to Zouma, and the two of them were just brilliant together. They were fantastic. I remember Ajax away, for example. Tomori was the one I was disappointed with when it comes to the defence, because the guy had massive amount of potential. The guy will be world class without any question, and I'm disappointed to see him actually leave. If he looks at his situation at Chelsea, could he force his way in? It's obvious that Andreas Christensen's ahead of him, Thiago Silva, Rudiger. Of course, Zappacosta is now considered as a centre-back, and at the time you had Zouma. So it's disappointing to see Tomori go, and for me, him and one other I've been really disappointed to see go. But that's Tomori. What do you guys think about Tomori being allowed to leave? Is it one that is what they call the one that got away? Let me know in the comment section. Next up is another defender, Marc. Guehi went to Crystal Palace for around 26 million. I think it's 18 million plus future add-ons. Guehi is somebody that was spoken of highly, played at Swansea last season in the Championship and impressed everybody. Not really proven at the Premier League level. Not really had that much exposure at Premier League level. And of course, the only way you can get that exposure is to play games, and he was never going to get that at Chelsea. And although another one that's an exciting prospect, I think Tomori was ahead of Guehi for me. And that's just my own opinion. And I do understand why he's gone. Someone that is sort of adjust this season at Palace in the Premier League and then obviously kicks on from there. But I do understand why he went, because he's, as far as the pecking order goes, he was nowhere near. Zouma is someone that I was surprised at Chelsea being allowed to leave. I'm of the opinion that the Zouma that first signed to the Zouma that's left our club to go to West Ham is 100 times better. The only problem you've ever had with Zouma was his use of the ball. I mean, let's be honest, at times when Zouma had the ball at his feet, it was a nightmare. It's a little bit like when we see him with Edouard Mendy in goal. At times when he takes the ball and he dilly-dallies with it, and you just think, get the ball away, he's going to give you a heart attack. Zouma was like that back in the day. He's improved his ability with the ball at his feet and his distribution so much, but the problem with Zouma is modern day football and the requirement for defenders. Defenders need to be comfortable on the ball. They need to have ability with the ball at their feet. They need to be able to control it, kill it. They need to be able to play their passes. And the modern day centre back is not only just about defending and throwing your body on the line. It's about what you do with the ball at your feet. And I think that's why there's a decision to be made with Zouma. Other than that, Zouma is imposing. He's a great asset to have in attacking set pieces, defending set pieces. Strong, rangy, leggy, quick. Great in the tackle, and I think apart from the ability with the ball at his feet, that's the reason why he was allowed to go. Disappointing, but again, because of that reason, I understand it. He went to West Ham for around 30 million. What do you think about Zouma going? Let me know, comment section. Allowed to leave on loan is the likes of Emerson. Now, it's clear that Emerson was third in the list for the left back or left wing back position behind Ben Chilwell and Marcus Alonso. Understand that. He's never really made the position his own since he's been here, let's be honest. Understand him going. David Zappacosta, another one that was signed for big money, come in, couldn't make the position his own, been out on loan a few times. He's gone to Atalanta, 8 million. Completely understand, just didn't work out for him at Chelsea. Miazga is another one, signed with the future in mind, but hasn't, for me, really got to the point where he can force his way in or try to force his way into the manager's plans. And he's gone out on loan to Alaves this season, which, again, you understand. Rahman is another one who Bit part, come into the club, couldn't really make that much of an impression, and has spent the remainder of his Chelsea career out on loan. He's gone out on loan to Reading, and again, understand it completely. Victor Moses is one that was outstanding under Antonio Conte. And since Antonio Conte left our club, Moses has just literally been nowhere. We have to say that. He's been out on loan and now he's signed for Spartak Moscow, $4.5 million. But you have to look back at Victor Moses' time at Chelsea. It's been bit part for the most part. When he first come, he was then farmed out on loan. He then come back in and Antonio Conte spotted something in him to try and transition him from being an attacking midfielder into a right wing back. And playing with Aspi behind him was brilliant for Antonio Conte. We have to make a note that Victor Moses was outstanding in that title-winning season, and it's just a shame that nobody else could get the best out of him as much as Antonio Conte did. So, you understand that he's gone, and it's a shame that he's gone on a permanent deal. As I say, $4.5 million, Spartak Moscow. Danny Drinkwater is someone that, Premier League winner, him and N'Golo Kanté for Leicester are outstanding, dovetailing each other in that middle of midfield. Absolutely amazing, the two of them, and were pivotal along with Vardy and Mahrez in their title-winning season. That unbelievable season. Chelsea signed Drinkwater based on probably that reputation, someone that could come in and be that deep-line midfielder, and he's never really cut it. He never really forced his way in. And the thing is as well, you look at different managers that have come in since he was first here, and all of them haven't taken to him for whatever reason. To be fair to him, he decided to just get out of Chelsea and go and play football, enjoy football, or playing football again, as he put on his Instagram post. He's gone to Reading on loan for the season, and when that loan finishes, he'll probably just leave Chelsea and go somewhere on a free. Another one, Tiemoue Bakayoko, signed on a whim, €40 million after a fantastic season for Monaco 3 or 4 or 5 seasons ago. And the guy came in and was impressive. It was an influential midfielder, an imposing midfielder, box-to-box, leggy, great with the ball. And we brought him in to do the same at Chelsea, and for whatever reason it didn't work, whether it's the tactics, whether it was just trying to blend in or getting used to playing Premier League football. He just did not adapt at all, and he never looked as though he settled into life in England. And he's gone. He's been out on loan a number of times, different clubs. He's gone back out on loan this summer to AC Milan, and I believe that's a 2-year loan move. And Bakayoko is someone that when that loan finishes, he will leave the club. Just never worked out for him either. Then there's Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour, someone who's got massive amount of potential, absolute class. The only thing that goes against him is his height, and Thomas Tuchel referred to that when he first come in and spoke of Billy Gilmour for the first time publicly. But Gilmour can hold his own. There's a worry that he gets shoved off the ball quite easily. You do sort of worry about that. But the guy's got absolute quality. And the fact he's now a regular for Scotland in their starting 11. He's now going to be playing regular football for Norwich in the Premier League this season, which will be fantastic for him. The player that's left our club to go out on loan for the season and comes back will be 100 times better. And Gilmour is someone that we've got our hopes on. You have to admit it. I'm sure that he can do it, Gilmour. He's got great ability, great potential, and I hope that the loan this season works out for him. It might be tough with Norwich battling relegation, but for Gilmour, good move. Gilmour's one for the future. Let's hope he improves and impresses this season. Another one who's already made his mark already is Conor Gallagher, who's gone on loan to Crystal Palace. And we all sat and watched last weekend, 2 goals against West Ham. Has got that Mason Mount about him, if you know what I mean. The similar style of play. Similar sort of technique with the ball at the feet. And Gallagher's someone who had a season on loan last year with West Brom. Battled relegation, obviously. Come back in, he's then decided to go out and join Crystal Palace. And you can't see Palace fighting relegation this season with Vieira in there and the players they've brought in. And you just hope that Gallagher now really kicks on. He's made a great start, a great impression. And let's hope, as with Billy Gilmour, he presses on and comes back next summer even better than he is at the moment. That's Conor Gallagher on loan, Crystal Palace. So to the strikers, and Olivier Giroud went to AC Milan. And all you can say to Olivier Giroud is thank you for your contribution. The guy come in, he was a backup at the Arsenal, he come into our club, and what he gave Chelsea was a focal point. We'd missed a focal point since Diego Costa had gone. We hadn't had one. Diego Costa took over from Drogba. We never had one when Drogba went. Then Costa come in and we had one. Then when Costa left, we were looking for one. Morata wasn't it. Giroud come in and he gave us that link. And straight away you could see the likes of Pedro and Hazard just feeding off of him, knowing they could play the ball into him, laying it up to him. He created and scored goals by himself. He was imposing in the air. He bullied defenders. Giroud, for what he was, for his time at Chelsea and what he achieved and what he scored and what he won, what an outstanding player for Chelsea. And Giroud leaves with everyone's best wishes. Outstanding player for us. And he's already scoring goals in Milan. He's gone to Milan for about $1 million. Could end up being about $2 million over a 2-year contract. Finally, the other one that's disappointed me is Tammy Abraham. I spoke of the fact that Tomori disappointed me, and Tammy Abraham's the other one. And the reason Tammy's the other one is because, for me, he's got everything to become one of the best strikers. He's got everything there, apart from his ability in the air and his physicality. For me, I've said it numerous times on my channel, Tammy Abraham is someone that, you look at Timo Werner, for example, who's a speed merchant. He wants to play on the shoulder. He wants to run in behind. You look at Romelu Lukaku, who is your link man, your focal point, your presence up front. Someone that can do everything. Hold it up, win it in the air. Needs to still improve that though, Lukaku, let's be honest. But he's a bulldozer up front. And you've got both ends of the spectrum. Tammy Abraham's always been in between. And you expect him to be someone that would move towards the Lukaku's type of player, but instead he wants to be more like Werner. And that's why he couldn't really settle into the Chelsea team under Thomas Tuchel, because Tuchel wants someone that can play with his back to goal, and that's not Tammy's game. And that's why Tammy's gone. And if a team like Roma under Jose can play to Tammy's strengths, he's already scoring goals, Tammy will fly. He will score goals left, right and centre. If you want someone to be in there, if you want Tammy Abraham to be an out-and-out striker, it's not really going to work, because he's not going to be that person that wins the ball in the air. He's not going to be someone that holds it up, that bullies defenders. If you want a mobile striker with great ability, who's got a killer instinct, Tammy's your man. And Tammy Abraham will fly. So, as I say, it's disappointing to see him go. I understand why he did go. And there's a buyback, I believe, on that particular contract. Let's wait and see what happens. But if anyone's going to get the best out of him, managing him one-on-one, it'll be Jose. So Tammy's already scored goals out there for Roma, so he's going to go and fly. Let's see what happens with him. But again, he's another one that's gone, and it's disappointing. So guys, that's my roundup this Sunday, just to have a video for you, so you guys got something different to watch. Let me know what you think about anything I've discussed in the video and certain players that have left, and your opinions on them in the comment section. Drop a like on it for me, and then subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good Sunday. See you next time.